It's not like the Texans are out of options. This is not the National Basketball Association. Just because Harden did it, wound up in Brooklyn, doesn't mean Deshaun Watson's going to get to his Brooklyn Nets. They have him under contract. If he doesn't want to show up, they will fine him. They will hold his salary back if they really want to stare him down. They have time. They could sit here and say, we're not doing it. Our next press conference is to introduce David Culley, and poor David Culley will have to sit there and answer all the questions. Have you spoken to Deshaun? Why haven't you spoken to Deshaun? Has he not returned your texts? Has he not returned your calls? What are you going to do if Deshaun's not here? Who's your quarterback? Football lifer David Culley, welcome to being a head coach in the National Football League.
Right.
And this is what is going to happen. And by all accounts, our friend Mike Florio here on NBC Sports on Peacock has already written about this and tweeted about this. He doesn't believe that Watson is trying to rain on David Culley or the Texans parade. The sources close to Watson have just received a lot of phone calls from clearly well-intentioned observers to say, hey, is this going to change the equation? And the answer apparently came back, well, we already asked for a trade. All right, then. So does that mean the Texans have got to have a plan in place? They should. Well, what's the plan? Are you going to run the new head coach out there on his introductory Zoom with this thing thoroughly unresolved? Are you going to make a statement first so you could at least take the heat off the guy who, as of last week, was just wondering, how am I going to get Des Bryant and Hollywood Brown up for another season with Lamar Jackson? Is this really now going to be tossed on his lap with ownership and general manager not getting out in front on this? What is the next step? The long-term steps are they don't have to do anything. He's under contract. That's it. Don't show up to Deshaun, then we'll figure it out. They have all the way pretty much till draft night. Get through all of this craziness with the Zoom with David Culley and take all the slings and arrows, everybody wondering what the hell they're doing and going on right there. And then it can all work out in the end. You know? Can all work out in the end with somebody other than Deshaun Watson, because it sure seems like he's not changing his mind, and he's got a no-trade clause. So, where does Deshaun want to go? Because as much as the Texans can sit here and say, we have no intention of trading him, which is what John McClain of the Houston Chronicle said when he called him in the first minute that this was in the air, and he's just like, he has a better chance of being the next head coach of the Houston Texans than Deshaun Watson being traded, said the longtime observer of Houston sports, who knows a lot of what the organization is thinking because he's been around the block sometimes. And David Culley is about to be announced, not John McClain. So he's not going to be the next head coach of the Houston Texans. Does that mean Deshaun Watson is staying put? I don't think there's any chance on this green earth Deshaun Watson puts on a Houston Texans uniform again. I know it's not the NBA, but guess what? It's 2021. He wants out. He's got a no-trade clause. And you, Houston, are over a barrel because the Patriot Way guy that you fired 4 weeks into last season left you without a 1 and a 2. You got other stuff. Sure, you got 3, you got 4, you got a lot of draft choices after that. Yeah, but you don't have a 1, you don't have a 2, and you don't have a franchise quarterback who wants to be there, and you don't have your franchise wide receiver anymore. Which, remarkably, you didn't replenish your lost one with. It's just insane, the situation that the Texans find themselves in. They're going to get a ton of offers. They're going to be people, I mean, honestly, Nick Casario's cell phone better be plugged into a Mophie because it's going to run out of juice. The amount of times he's going to get texts and calls, he cannot walk around without a charge on that phone.
Yeah. Make sure you got good service.
It's going to be white hot to the touch.
Yeah.
Name a team. We've done it. We'll do it again. I'll do it again. Patriots will call. I mean, even if they don't have the capital, they got to call up, see if Deshaun, because if Deshaun wants to go there, that's the way you get him.
Right.
So
give up ones for the next 3-4 years.
The Patriots will call. The Dolphins will call. The Jets will call. The Steelers will call. 1,000,000% the Steelers will call. I don't believe anybody else in the AFC North will call. The AFC South, you could just lose the number. I don't care. The Colts have got a spot. There's no chance on this green earth the Texans are going to see Deshaun Watson in another uniform twice a year. Not right now. I mean, if Watson wants to pull a Favre, sure.
Yeah, but...
Okay. The Broncos will call. The Raiders will call. The Cowboys, just because, why not? Let's throw them in there. Washington football team's going to call. I don't know. Do the Eagles even have an opportunity to call? Do the Giants call? Do the Vikings call? You can't. I mean, I think they're out. The Bears will absolutely make a phone call. Lions will make a phone call.
Washington football team?
I said that.
Oh, you said that.
The Carolina Panthers will make a phone call. The New Orleans Saints will make a call.
The Saints, your third betting favorite right now.
The Atlanta Falcons will absolutely make a phone call.
And that number 4 pick right there.
Rich, it seems like you'd have better chances naming who won't make a call.
Pretty much. The Rams will make a phone call. I mean, just a phone call. Just in case they say, I want to go. The 49ers will make a phone call.
For sure.
These phone calls are coming from within the NFL house. They will all make a call. And the question is, where do you want to go, Deshaun? Because the Texans eventually will we don't want to train. We don't train. It's over. It's over. It's over. Who can give you the most draft choices and the most opportunity to maybe even get a prospect at quarterback that you like right here, right now to win here, right here, right now, and replenish right here and right now that Deshaun wants to go to? Deshaun, New York City is a wonderful place to live for children to grow up. Just look at me. I'm well adjusted.
You're wearing mauve.
I am wearing mauve. And I'm telling you, though, what's underneath mauve bleeds green.
Nice.
And Nick Caserio knows. He knows. He absolutely knows that the Jets have first-rounders coming out of their ears. And you want to throw Darnold in there, too? Here you go. 2 years of contractual control. Kid who's just the same age as Deshaun Watson. Ton of ability, ton of upside. Let's go. But this is Deshaun want to go to New York. Oh, my God, are we off and running to just put out the whole Joker gif. And here we go. And I feel for David Culley. I also feel for Stafford. Okay. Okay, because, Matt, your market just got a little cooler because we need to see how Deshaun Watson all falls out there. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.